Welcome to the third review of the evening. Up this time is Where Angels Cry. Um, Strange events are taking place in an isolated medieval monastery set high in the Alps. Monks are vanishing without a trace. Mysterious persons are being sighted running through the dark passages of the monastery, and in the still of the night, Templars have now been assigned to stand watch, and there are even reports that a statue in the center of the village is crying in the tears of blood. Templars, so. Apparently, this is in medieval times,
It
or
very much is, and they talk like it to varying degrees of good acting.
oh
Oh
boy.
no.
Never exceeding moderate.
Oh no.
Anyway, a Vatican cardinal has chosen you to travel to the monastery undercover to investigate these bizarre occurrences. Your duty is to reveal the secrets of the monastery, the monks who inhabit it, freeing this one sacred place from the evil forces currently in power. Take this amazing adventure and prove that your keen investigative instincts are up to the formidable task in Where Angels Cry, a challenging and exciting mystery adventure game. Like, so I'm going to go out on a limb here saying this is an adventure game of the hidden object variety.
It is actually. There aren't any full on hidden object games here. It's mostly I mean, you're still going. It's never like find all the objects on one screen. It ends up being more like go between a few different screens and find all of the objects in all the different screens and then combine them in the right ways and use them to solve basic puzzles, basic inventory puzzles.
Okay, so it's a more traditional point and click adventure game.
Yeah, except the issue that I have with this is that a lot of the time, some of the stuff you need to pick up is about the usual hidden object game amount of being fucking noticeable. Like
Right.
at one point, I had to go over the entire good goddamn monastery and get 4 nails that were like sticking out of wood pieces on different screens.
Uh-huh.
I used the hint function a lot because there's a lot of different.
Like,
I played on casual also, so I had the quick hint recharge, where it only takes like a minute, and the more detailed list of specific things to do to keep track of.
okay.
Because otherwise, they give you a lot of screens you can go to a lot of the time, and given how small some of the things you're looking for are, it can be really easy, especially when you're looking for like 12 of a thing. It can be easy to miss them. The puzzles are all pretty basic, but they all are skippable if you get sick of them, although there is an achievement for not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of these rotate the things or arrange the things, and when you do any given one of the things you have access to, most of them affect more than just the actual thing you're doing. There's also a interestingly shaped lights out puzzle. It's not like a grid, it's a sort of a 8-pointed star shape.
Huh. Is that what Petty's showing here?
No, this is one of the normal spinny puzzles.
Ah.
There are a lot of spinning puzzles. A couple of memorize the correct formation of various things. There's one music puzzle, but it's literally just repeat what the thing plays for yourself, plays for you, and you can like see the keys moving, so you don't even need audio, although it helps. Because it probably doesn't even help much. There's a story here, and again, it's an excuse plot, but it was at least enough to keep me invested enough to finish the game since it's short. But yeah, there was the shady goings on in the monastery. You have to investigate in the monastery and then in the nearby town and then escape. and that's about it. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but it's fairly simple, I guess. It's just the main thing that makes it hard is that sometimes almost every puzzle is, except for almost everything, is based on finding the right stuff and combining them, or is a literal, like, hey, click on the thing and there's this puzzle, and then there is kind of an interesting, near the very end of the game, combat simulated by Match 3 Puzzler.
It's like Puzzle Quest.
It's a match 3 puzzler, and there's one icon where if you match 3 of that, it deals damage to the enemy, and there's one type of icon that if you match 3 of that, it deals damage to you.
Okay, so very, very basic Puzzle Quest.
Otherwise, it's just colored orbs that you have to match, yes. That was sort of interesting. Otherwise, it's mostly just doing stuff for people.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there was a story, and it got me curious as to where it was going enough to keep playing instead of dropping it after like 15 minutes like I sometimes do.
Well, I mean, that is something.
This one is fairly similar to the one Petty Fan had. There is no punishment for clicking wildly all the fuck over the place to try to find things. Again, there are 3 difficulties of decreasing accessibility of hints and stuff. I don't recommend doing it hard on your first one unless you're like particularly good at this kind of thing. I did have a couple of weird glitches where I could not, when I had more, you can have more than the space in your inventory collected, especially if you start working on 2 different persons' tasks at the same time. There's supposed to be 2 little dots that you can click between to change your things. Oh yeah, also you have to get water out of the goddamn well 3 fucking times, and you have to find a different bucket each time.
Okay.
Sorry, Petty Fan. I just saw Petty Fan do that, and I remembered that early on in the game that was very annoying. There are 3 doors there that you can go through. Yeah. Also, the Switch version, as with Petty Fans, is entirely right stick and right trigger. So PC version is probably going to play better because it's optimized for mouse clicking.
Yep.
Because moving the goddamn thing around was a pain. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there are any. Sorry, you actually playing is distracting me somewhat because, like that. How the fuck were you supposed to see that?
I know.
I think you're done on the screen for now, but I'm not sure.
Possibly. I'm just here, homie.
Uh-huh. You can grab some of the wood, I think. And yeah, it's so like the task that he's doing right now is, but you have to cut the firewood, you see, and you have to sharpen the axe to cut the firewood, and you have to
I'm about to take this whetstone to a monk's head.
And you have to cut the firewood to start a fire to heat up a brick to melt the ice on the well. And that's the level of like nested puzzles you have to do.
That sounds convoluted.
Yeah. The actual scenario and plot is actually kind of interesting, but it's not like super in depth or anything. But again, that's what I kept playing for pretty much. Yeah, I think you're done here for now. You can put the hay in the furnace. It's kindling.
I think I'm looking for the axe.
Yeah, which is on the other side in the main room, I think. Or possibly in the stable. Again, you have access to several screens at once a lot of the time. There are the little angel statues are pretty much just an achievement. They don't like in the other game that had there's something on most screens. It was like attached to the hint system, which was terrible. Yeah. So yeah, you have to actually go out and go to the stable to get the axe, I think. Though there was a hoe somewhere. Is it the hoe?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
like
hoe.
that's the fucking one you're supposed to grab. See, there's a lot of bullshit. Like, it's pretty breezy if you use the hint system gratuitously. So you have everything you need to sow the cabbage seeds now. You have to hoe the dirt, put the cabbage seeds on it, cover them with dirt by shoveling on the ground. Not the tomatoes, the cabbage seeds. It's just on the screen with the monk.
Oh.
And that patch of dirt next to him. Also, you have click to pick up, and click to drop, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on the Switch, it's click and drag, and that's a bitch. I think you need to water them, but you need to get a thing to water them. Anyway, again, that's what the well is for, is to get water to water the fucking cabbage seeds. And yeah, the you need the you're on the right screen or not clues are critical, because otherwise it's fucking impossible, I think. Like, there is an achievement for playing the game in challenge mode, which doesn't have any hints. Don't do that your first time. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to bring yourself to play it again, because you probably got everything out of it the first time. There's one optional objective, which is pretty telegraphed. The music is all very basic. The voice acting, like I said, varies from okay to kind of not great.
Right.
I think that might be about it. Now I'm trying to get Petty Fan to suffer through as much of this game as possible.
You're a monster.
Well,
it's actually not that bad. It's just you have to. Again, it feels like you have to go all the way around goddamn Tallahassee. I think the tomatoes you can just get with the shears, which pissed me off.
Did you say Tallahassee?
What?
Anyway.
And then you have to put the tomatoes in the basket, because fucking that makes a difference.
I'm about to throw the tomatoes at a motherfucker.
No, that's about where I was. So, Adam, what's the damage price-wise? Is it $10? Because I don't think this is worth $10. I think this is worth about $5.
It is $10.
I think this is worth about $5, and the PC version is probably better than the Switch version.
Yes. PC version is also $10, though it's got the big fish attached. And it's like, if this is your first game, you can get it for $3. Mm-hmm.
The tomatoes are for the guy in the kitchen who wasn't there until this instant.
Oh my fucking god. I want to destroy the
who now wants you to make something, I think. And then, yeah, you're just inquiring about the guy who died, who you're there to replace. And I forget what to do next because
So,
there's a lot.
we're done with this, right?
Yes, there's a lot of kind of repetitive puzzle solving, but that's what you're there for.
Right. So before Petty finds a way to strangle Gollix, that'll about do it for Where Angels Cry. Be sure to tune in after the break as we'll be reviewing Gordian Quest.